On this edition of Nick the Traveler, I tackle the famous Tongariro Crossing. The Tongariro Crossing is classed as one of New Zealand's great walks. The crossing is wedged between the flat-topped Mount Tongariro, the cone-shaped Ngārahoe, and it also includes spectacular views of the infamous Mount Ruapeu. It leads to Soda Springs area. After Soda Springs, the trail gets very steep and much more difficult as it continues up Devil's Staircase. The end of Devil's Staircase marks the entry to the South Crater. The areas are known as craters because of the moon-like atmosphere. There are very few plants, tons of volcanic rock formations, and extremely cold winds. There are several sidetracks on the Tongariro Crossing, including climbing Mount Ngārahoe. The mountain is almost perfect cone and extremely steep. Because of the extreme weather conditions, I wasn't able to climb that mountain. After passing the entry to the South Crater, the scary spots start. There's a very small track with very steep sides. The day I was climbing, it was incredibly difficult to climb down to the Emerald Lake sections. The winds were blowing so much I couldn't stand up. Also, the track was quite rocky and difficult to maneuver. Once at the top, I made it to the Red Crater Ridge. I came on this walk to see the Emerald Lakes. I wanted to see the geothermal creations for several years. Amongst the gray and brown rocks are perfectly green-blue lakes. Simply beautiful. When I got to the Emerald Lakes, the weather was absolutely horrible. There were ice on the posts and the wind was incredibly cold. Many people were having difficulty on this section of the track. From the Emerald Lakes, it was a long track down to the Rotopuanga Valley. On the way down, the temperature rose, the winds reduced, and my legs stopped screaming. There are beautiful views of Lake Taupo and the mountains. The pictures and video do not do the area any justice. This track is considered challenging, and search and rescue teams often help trapped people on the track. It is more difficult than I ever imagined. The wind was stronger than I have ever felt, and going from -5 to 25 Celsius was extremely difficult on my body. But it was worth it. A dream was finally realized. Thanks for watching this edition of Nick the Traveler.